Hey, it's me, Lord Lav, and I am going to make another beat. It's a cheeky little jazz track, which certainly floats my boat, but it breaks all over this song, but this is where the nice break is, just coming up in a second. I've got this section here then. Taken the main samples I want and I've used a flex tool basically just to make sure they're all in time with the time I want the actual beat. Often it's better to start with drums first. Because I really like the sample so much, I decided I would actually just find the sample, have a sort of guess as to what pace I want the whole track to be, and fit the drums almost around the sample. But this is what the sample's like now. Sounds messy, but it all will make sense. At the moment I've just made sure it's all in time. So now I've got the samples all in line. Basically what I've decided to do is take like take the samples and put them on the on my MP whatever it is. I don't know, I don't even know what I'm using. My MPD, that's what I'm using. I'm using my MPD. So I've got it on the pads here, so it's, and you can mess around with because everything's on individual type pad sounds now, so I can just see what sort of sounds best to me. So it could be like, but at this point it's best to have some drums on the go. So next I've got to do the drums, and these are some fairly sort of bog standard kind of drum sounds to faff about with, so just got to have a go at recording them now. Those drums sound reasonable. What I've done now is slow them down just a little bit, because they're kind of more on a dancey type flex and I'm going on some, you know, more hip hop than dance. So I've slowed them down so they're just like a little bit, so it's still gives them a little bit more thump. And then what I did to add to that is I added some reverb on it, so it's got a bit more kind of a live sort of feel to it. Without the reverb, just depends what you prefer. This just gives them that more sort of life, in my opinion. Makes it sound like it's in a big old hall. I had those drums and I didn't want to just leave it just those drums, so I've doubled them up with some other drum sounds. So I've added a cymbal to it, a snare to it, and an additional kick. So just the additional kick, you can hear that like so. Got some more thump to it, and then you add the cymbal to it as well. More of a jazzy feel to it. Then what I did is I added a snare. So, and that snare's way overpowering at the moment, needs to be mixed down and stuff. Sounds like you've been slapped with a really big salmon. So rather than just leave the snare, obviously I need to turn the snare down, but another thing I thought of which would make it quite good is add some reverb to it and a delay on the snare, so it sounds like you're being slapped, and the slap is so hard that it echoes in the distance, like so. It's got some more of that shimmy to it. So that's kind of the drums, reasonably sorted. Still maybe have to play around a little bit, but you know. It's sounding fairly funky. So at this point I've pretty much organised the drums how I want them, organised the samples how I want them, and it sounded alright. I'm going to add to it a bit more and you can check that later, but for now this is what we got. That's just a flavour of what you're going to get. I've got to write the rhymes to this. Probably still going to add a bit more to this beat. Obviously needs a little bit of mixing down, but you can check all that in the next video. Until then, stay tuned. Like, comment and subscribe, and check out my website www.lordlav.com. Peace.